let's be real. Music really is a big deal for these teens. Whether they're vibing out to a TikTok sound, streaming the latest album, or revisiting some of the throwbacks, music is the soundtrack of their lives. So if youth ministry doesn't take music seriously, we're missing a huge connection point, and we're not taking these teens seriously. I mean, Gen Z, some studies say different things, but most say it's about 4 hours that they listen to music a day. And the Spotify data says it's actually 4.5 hours a day. 60% of Gen Z says music is essential to their identity. And this is a Billboard study that was done. That's where that comes from. TikTok has become the number one way that young people discover new music or old music. That comes from Business Insider. Music is scientifically proven to boost memory and emotional connection. That's the American Psychological Association that says this. So all these things considered, music is not just entertainment. It's a tool for connection, for evangelization, and for faith formation. But if choosing the right songs requires strategy, discernment, cultural awareness, and all these things, how can we go about doing that?
This is what Catholic youth ministry looks like.
Exploring the 5 M's of ministry.
With Brandon Morel, also known as a symbol.
You see, you got to explore the right way, the wrong way that music creates engagement. You know, I've been making music for a while, and one of the things that I've done is sometimes even before I record a song, you know, I mean, obviously I pray through it, right? Like obviously this is something that's being stirred in my heart. Obviously, this is something that I felt moved to do. A lot of times I'll bring it before the Blessed Sacrament. But another thing that I'll do before I go outward and I start like doing this, so like on a public platform in large gatherings with young people, I've created some like more close relationships with some young adults, some close relationships with some teens. And what I do is sometimes even before it's fully mixed, I'll send it to them and be like, hey, what you think it is? Because I want to hear it from their lens. So you gotta not always play the slow worship song before an icebreaker. Like I've seen and been to retreats where immediately we think because we've done the Christian contemporary music all the time, the band needs to open up with songs. Maybe, maybe not. You need to discern it on the community. Has this particular youth group, one, have they been introduced to it? Two, have you seen them be engaged with it? And three, is that what they're listening to on a daily basis? Sometimes it may be more helpful to bring the DJ first, right? And then sometimes it just might be the other way around. You really got to look at it, right? Sometimes you need more of a slow song. Sometimes you need more of a hype song. And sometimes it's just playing around and figuring out that data, especially in like smaller groups and seeing how they respond to it. Music can be a bridge to faith. I remember a teen who walked in the youth group for the first time because he heard a song playing outside. This kid actually was just in the neighborhood, right? Like they didn't even know anybody. They're like, we happen to have this like game night, and they walked by and they heard things coming from the gym, like, hey, what's going on over here, right? I'll even go as far as I've done retreats in Catholic schools, and I've seen teachers come down and go, hey, what's going on over here? I've had conversations with them. The studies show that music activates an emotional memory, making people more likely to connect moments to songs. This is why they do this in movies. This is why they take so much time, like getting people to connect in those ways. Young people are already making their own playlists. So if you go to Spotify, if you go to Apple Music, if you go to these places, they're already making these things. And if the church doesn't offer an alternative, they'll just keep turning to whatever's in the mainstream, whatever's the popular TikTok sound. And the Catechism 1156 says, he who sings prays twice. I'm going to keep saying this over and over again because how we sing is a part of our prayer. And the question with our young people is, who are they praying to? What are they praying to? Who are they praying for? Who are they praying about? Are they praying to God? Are they praying to Jesus? Or are they praying to the latest sneakers? Are they praying to alcohol? Are they praying to all these other things that we see are in the popular music, in the culture? I want to pause for a brief moment to let you know that this series was brought to you and it was produced by Curate Films. Curate Films is a Catholic media production company whose mission is to capture the beauty of the Catholic faith. They do this through capturing live events. They do this through podcasts, testimonials, music videos, and more. You can find out more about them in the description below. Now let's get back to it. You see, are we helping them curate playlists that inspire faith, or are we ignoring this massive area of influence? Something I've been doing lately, and I've been involved with some retreats, is I'll send, after I leave, I'm like, hey, look, all the songs I played and some others that are similar, I'm going to give you a playlist so that you can continue with that for this group, right? We did it for Brooklyn Catholic Youth Day. I've done it, I did it for up in Massachusetts with their Youth Day. I mean, it's something that we need to be doing more and more often. Now, I want you to consider the purpose of the playlist. Again, is this just from when they're walking in? Is this when we're having games? Is this for a prayer time? What is it? Keep it culturally relevant. Stay aware of what they're listening to. You can look up what Spotify says, the data of what's being streamed the most, and start listening to those songs. Even if they're secular songs, start tapping into what's the sound of the times. Look at the TikTok trends. Look at what's popular on YouTube. 75% of Gen Z prefers discovering music through social media over the radio. So if you're waiting on the radio to put it out, in fact, the radio is now following what's already the trend on the internet. You can be creative if you find ways to mix some secular with the Christian. I've found a big TikTok trend has been DJs that are taking beats from secular songs, putting Christian songs over them. There's even gatherings that are coming together for that. And I know that some stuff is so far gone, you don't want to use it all, but you can use, there are apps that you can use, and you can cut parts of the song and make little mixes for your group that, and I plan on doing some of that stuff for you guys, because I think that will be helpful in knowing, find something that's relevant to them and then connect it back to the faith. I mean, rappers used to do this all the time. We're making mixtapes. They find a beat that's popular, they rap over it, put it on the mixtape, and now people are vibing, they're connecting to this new artist. And artists even do this when they sample old songs. It's the same concept we can do in youth ministry. Diversify the genres. Now, depending on where you are, urban, suburban, rural, there might be a little bit of nuance to that, but a lot of kids, because they're on the internet, are listening to different genres of music. Then I want you to actually give some leadership to the teens, right? Let them help you curate the playlist. Kind of like what I said I'd do. Give them some ownership. You can suggest some songs, maybe have an inner group, a kind of leadership team, right? Even if it's just like 2 or 3 kids that you can bounce this off of and figure that out. See, music should feel inclusive and inviting, and it should reflect the diversity and the spirit of your youth ministry. So I pray that as y'all go out, y'all think, now, how am I going to open up the playlist? What am I going to do? I want you to write down right now for yourself, or you can even write in the comments below, hey, this is the next step I need to take. And even if you have questions, we'll engage with you like, hey, are there other things that I should be going? And maybe we'll drop some links in that as we engage back and forth. I encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, go to my website, bethesymbol.com, and find out as we continue this conversation about how we can use the 5 M's of youth ministry, where today we're talking about the music, to engage and have strategic and intentional engagement as we connect this next generation to Christ, to his church, to the sacraments, to the Holy Spirit. My name is Brandon Morel, the Symbol. Thank you for watching. God bless. Peace.